Some people may know about me, and it's just energy, by the way. But see, yes, I wanted to talk about the phenomena of AShrAM, and there isn't any other way to detect or see with the senses, witness, using the senses. There isn't any other way besides for AShrAM. Now, AShrAM is a phenomena of gathering of a kind of people through resonation. I was talking about resonation earlier, and how do you tell it's happening? Well, within people, there is something called AShrAM. If we're talking about the resonation of heart capability, then it's looking like a certain way, and it's always been here on the planet. And that is the ashrams of the Buddhist monasteries. Haven't been there, but I'm not saying that they don't have their controversy or corruptions, or really, but what place doesn't have something that might go on, but really, if it's getting publicity too much above the level of the effect that it's having overall. See, really, the effect first happens, and then ashram forms. It's an energetic phenomena of people that they pick up on the same thing. Now, that thing is the heart's awareness level. I would say it's everything. Okay, so because now I'm saying because it's already organized. If it wasn't organized with or without facilities, say like places that begin to harbor people with like, I was going to say minded, which really it's just it is in alignment with the heart, but for sure the communication would have to be there, and that's a mental orientation. Now, peculiarly, what I'm referring to doesn't cater to mind. See, it's well aware of the mind, and this is what has happened. That these different places were formed already, it's here, that are called monasteries or ashrams, say ashrams. But there's two words in there that you can reduce down. Any sheep can find the basics of what they're pointing at, because it's always here, and it's now, and it's this. As am. That's what words are in ashram. As am. As am. Ashram. As am. Ram. Ram. Ash. Sheep knows what ashes are. It's kind of like burn the mind up and you have what is, which is, you could also say what's as. The H, the H is a very, very, it's like the dragon was there. The dragon was there. Hydrogen. Hydrogen. Hi, dragon. Anyway, God, click this over. Did she just go mad? No, I'm fine. Ashram, babe, see, Babylon, we do have words, but believe it or not, the symbols within the alignment that you call words, which is really equations if you really want to boil it down, and everybody should, because otherwise the Babylon is going to live forever, and I have a perfectly good right to it. Right? Oh boy. You'd be surprised, what one can do if they knew a place beyond words, but really that means that they knew what the quality of words were, and started to bring it up and say in places like court of law, which brings me to subject matter. Like I only get like flashes, like hardly a second, of what's going on with the political scene, because I'll see it advertised on my Microsoft before I tap into YouTube or my application, or whatever, my channel. And but then I see that somebody's in court facing the judge, or the law of laws, or the rule of law. they're going against it. Let's see what works for that person. And when is this a new story? No, we've seen the story before, but I don't know really what the story is. I'm not seeing the actual movie of today. I know my movie, which is going to be, whoo, wow. When if and when I ever see, I'm waiting. I don't think they have enough proof that I exist as far as their version that is very one-dimensional, which nobody can be there. Nobody can be um, that particular field of information, which is non-existential reality. I mean, the mind is very vague, and we do have programming. We do. And just because not everybody falls into the same shafts and channels and walks and talks like a robot or whatever. And I didn't just say it just because there's a lot of people that just don't cooperate with all the living. No, really, actually, it's become the opposite. Like I was trying to tell you, it's like, well, isn't there an easier way? Isn't life when when do we hit a success to where because success, getting back to my particular organization, I really don't know what's going on in the ashrams and the monasteries, but maybe, just maybe, they need to be updated and more integration, less separation, of course. I mean, if it's a Buddhist monastery, they know that, and they're already gardening, and they're using technology for the greater good. I'm in the center of those gardens. I mean, there isn't any illness and stuff like that because we're already, our whole behavioral patterning and through meditation, babes. And I know that this is strenuous on me even to uh, begin to get attuned to. But if you haven't noticed, if you're going through this life process, there's at some point you're realizing, oh, I need to drop this, and I need to clean myself of this. I need to, what it's called, just detach, right? Practice non-attachment. Very, really, that's what I wanted to mention is like, well, just be non-attached. Don't see. There's a thing that says, well, you are not your experiences, but you are the experiencer. You're going to go through all these experiences, but you can never hang on to all those experiences. That isn't you. You are the one who's experiencing. And then, we can talk about this forever. And that's what happens in the ashrams. I mean, maybe these people have seen something. It's just a different hospice or something. It's a different hospital. It's a different kind. And who knows? I don't know. But I think, no. See, we we gather through resonation. And here is the kind of the realization. I mean, see, we need activity to expend our energetic bodies over, right? We need something to expend our energetic bodies over, and that is called activities. Uh, but I say, but the ashram, a Buddhist monastery, like what the organ, the heart would suggest is to maybe convert it into actions instead of activity. So, you don't go out and just run in circles. Why not grab a rake or a plow or something and start gardening something up? Uh, wash a window or a mirror or something. Wash your own mirror. It's okay to run in circles, really. We didn't say that it's wrong, but if something needs to be repaired, it's just energy. Like I said in the beginning, it's just energy. How are we using it? That's the difference between activity and actions. See, and if it's humane energy, you and I know this. I know this too. I mean, I am totally guilty right now. What am I doing with myself? You know, um, it's very illusory. The ashram is a place of prayer. It's just like now, a lot of people would relate it with church or something, but it's not the church. People actually live there. You know, this AShrAM thing is like, we need to convince, we actually live there, and it's actually the planet Earth that we live. And see, with meditation, the deepest understandings of everything can begin to be understood because you're still enough to hear it. You're quiet enough to hear the immense patterning. Now, a good example for me to try to describe and get to you guys is for your perception to open up, is that how that each community in every place, you know, you've traveled before and you feel the energy of it and you can feel the vibrational frequency. It has its own vibrational frequency. It has its own beautiful, like, frequency, personality, um, and within it, you know, it has its own ability to choose its character and representation of itself. And I would say basically based on three levels, really. There's the low life level, which is actually the first possibility, which is just fear-based. Let's just say it's fear-based. And then there's the middle possibility, which is very neutral, and it's like we are working with creation now, and we have our heart. That's the organization that I'm talking about. Organ. And see, this is not a mystery. See, you can go beyond mind. When I talk about, it's like, oh, you know, whenever we talk about the first dimension, and you know, it's like this. We have the first dimension. Get the trash out of our mind. We are not bound by the limitation of our memory. Now, look at this. This is a first dimensional thing. I had to read it to you. Who knows if you understood it, but then now look what happens. I'm going to turn sideways. The first dimension, I mean, really, it's very much like this. Where did it go? Sorry. It's just so thin, you know, it's not substantial. Here, look. Whoops, I just sacrificed my grandmother's writing. I mean, I'll tape it back together, and she appreciates it. You know, my grandmother was a Sagittarius with Gemini rising, and she'll be the first one to tell you, you know, tune in, turn on, drop out. Do not take that system so seriously that you lose the chances of you knowing anything at all, basically. Where we're at with it is like, oh, just pretty much everything is light. Yeah, every bit of your mind is bullshitting you. Have you ever just woke up to the soundness, the sound of the fact of the third dimension reality? See, everybody talks about the fifth dimension and blah blah blah, and I get it. I do. But it would help if everybody was graduated into what's already here, and then what's already there is just that you are one with everything. Did you know this? God, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's like such a well-kept hidden secret, and you are so dangerous when you become buoyant with the truth and you're tapping into the joy, and now it's like everybody does not want to have anything to do with you. Ask Jesus over there. Jesus, was that your welcome? Yes, look at this little picnic table they set up for me. Good God, it looks like, did it nail you to the picnic table? Yes, your turn, baby. No, excuse me. Not your picnic table. You're on it right now. If you haven't noticed. God, you hit your picnic table and you're three sandwiches short of a picnic. And now what? Getting back to gardening, you know, it's just simple to me. It's simple. Your community, your place where you're at, you know, just. But let's look at the chemtrail thing. How hard is that? It's so tough, you know, to fight the massive, overblown, I mean, it's just, it's military, right? Gunpowder is our, um, that's how the ashram and the monasteries become um, frauds themselves. They become con artists. They become, because everybody can say, just turn around and say, oh, they're just there to make money. And look at how weird they are, and look at all the controversy that has gone on. Everybody's having sex, and blah blah blah, and but really the effort down home to reestablish it and say it's already here through organization, but really, you know, people like me and other people that are being downloaded with information. It's like, okay, my information is like, I'm just letting you know that the language is already there if you were a little bit smart. And what I mean is just a little bit thinking on your own and looking at it. It's right there in plain view. You've heard it. It's just they put it in plain view. What they really mean is they have to tell you exactly intergalactically. You know, when within the the programming system, I guess, how the realms are formed. The higher ups, the creators of creation, they okay when the organism consents through, it could be documentation, language. They say, look, this is what we're saying, especially over the electronics, right? If we're squawking it on the Channel 4 News and everybody agrees that this is the same video. Everybody agrees that we're now calling pots potes. What are you going to do about it, kids? I'm saying open up a special, it doesn't have to say it's a mental institution because it's not. It's a heart institution. It says, you know what? Fuck words. There is a shape. If you really want to know what the shape of a pot is, why is there even an O there? Right? Except for when you do get up above, you'll see that the pot is the shape of an O. See, this is your pot. Whoops, sorry. This is your pot when you look at it from the top. But then um, you can make a little shape to it here and turn it into. See, now I'm forming a U, kids. Now I'm forming a U. Wow, look at that. Now I'm forming a U. Oh, U. Now guess what you need? You need a Y up here. You need this funnel. You need a funnel that pours things into it. Now you got the U. Isn't that worth something to any kid? There you are. There you are. What have you been turned into by the system, which carries now the U, now the U, if you haven't noticed, you. How does this sound like you? What I mean is the whole you that has no choice but to say I. I haven't lied yet, but look, the U is very much shaped like a pot. Again, you want to put the circle here. There you go, and maybe do a little shade. Give it some shade. There's your cup. It's really just a pot, though. There's a pot. A little bit of, you got shade here, too, going. Thank you, Grandma. It's kind of good little demonstration. But you are, see, you have this funnel, and you have a funnel, you know, the U is a funnel. Sorry, but no, really, you're a tool made that the creator of creation said, this is the only way we can do it. This is the only way we can do it, you know, and you have these symbol system right here that'll help you. It'll release you into a better place, you know. You just figure you don't have control over any of this, and if you don't think what I had said is the holy truth, babes, you are not safe for the children. Castrate yourself. I didn't gaslight you right there. We have tools that brings down great things. The U is a cup. Look, cup. You see see. Don't mind that it's like that because you got the P. Now we have a feeling it holds stuff at the top. You got to really use your imaginations because there you are as an I. You're an I. Everybody says I as a you. Telling you, if you think I'm lying and it doesn't make perfect sense to the kids, you're not safe. You're not. You're a gaslighter.